Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It's becoming a very interesting TOTS Friday today on FC25. Not because of just the Team of the Season cards of Serie A, NWSL, and the Europe Select that are dropping in game today, but because of an evolution glitch. We're going to talk about it all the cards coming in packs today with these three leagues. We have official stats for all of them. We have an idea of what SBCs might be coming today as well, with a plethora of leaks, all those being official stats as well. And of course, evolutions. We talked about Evos in yesterday's video. They're not giving us 4 playstyle pluses yet, it seems, but they might be letting us evolve 92 rateds. That's making prices move on the market, and we got to talk about that, plus the evolution glitch that we mentioned that a lot of people are using right now to take 93 rated Evo cards up to a 94. Let's get into it, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Now, as we turn the page into a new week of Team of the Season with Serie A, of course, we got to look back on yesterday's last day of Bundesliga TOTS content, where there was one interesting upgrade pack SBC that EA simply copy and pasted from earlier in the year. Firstly, though, we have our last daily player SBC of Sanu, but inside of this, there's actually another player. This would have been a really great SBC to have earlier in the week, because the cup, of course, you need low-rated Team of the Season cards for that Bundesliga Cup or Bundesliga League, and both of these 90 rated cards being very cheap for only 83 rated squads here. 283 squads gets you 2 90 rated Team of the Season cards. That would have been nice earlier on in the week. Now, if you still want to do that SBC, that is very cheap for 2 fodder cards there. Maybe you even want to evolve them, because they do, as 90 rated, fit evolutions already. That was our last Bundesliga SBC to look at from yesterday. Into the upgrade packs, where things get more interesting. First of all, we have a new daily login. We'll take a look at that objective as well in a second. And we have the weekly refresh of marquee matchups for some tradable packs if that interests you. But the real interesting upgrade pack SBC yesterday was a simple Control-C, Control-V from EA Sports. The 100 players upgrade, which we've seen a couple times now this year, was released again yesterday. And it's simply funny that the requirements are exactly the same and not updated for Team of the Season, a Control-C, Control-V situation, right? It does not allow Team of the Season cards to be put into these squads. It's only Team of the Weeks, which is the exact same requirements this SBC had weeks ago when Team of the Season wasn't even out yet. Now, this is really a okay SBC. I don't love the 100 players packs, but what it does give you, especially in the last hours that these TOTS grind and TOTS crafting upgrades are out, gives you a lot of gold commons and rares. You could go craft into some player picks for Serie A today, or you could just stock your club if you need some of those, and it's a chance to pack a Team of the Season and some walkouts with a 100 players pack. Personally, I had a lot of 85s and 86s in my club, so for me it was a insta-complete almost entirely from the storage. I did have to go do a couple of Team of the Week upgrade packs though, because I'm still pretty thin on Team of the Weeks, as are a lot of people on this game, evident by the prices of Team of the Week cards. Remember yesterday we were saying Team of the Weeks were a good buy in that 17,000 coin range? Well, with that SBC, the 100 players pack dropping yesterday, Team of the Weeks are now 20,000 coins insta sell. They jumped up fast and quick, and they could just keep going higher throughout the weekend, as we're going to get a refresh and more upgrade packs released today for Serie A Team of the Season. So if you invested in Team of the Weeks, GG's, I would keep lazy listing those, probably put those on the market from somewhere between 22 and 25,000 coins, collect those lazy sales over the weekend, and that paid out a lot faster than I think a lot of us expected. Now, let's go to objectives really quick and take a look at yesterday's content, because there is something really interesting in here if you're not level 40 yet. First of all, the daily login completionist. Of course, we love doing the daily login. It's the same exact rewards, I believe, as the last week of this same objective. You get an 86 double, you get some SP and some other okay packs inside of there for just turning in 1 bronze card. We absolutely love it. But the interesting part here with SP points in particular is in the seasonal tab here, we have a season play objective that gives over 8,000 SP. I know a lot of us are already level 40, or like myself, almost to level 40, but if you're lagging behind at all, this is a great way to catch up. And honestly, another thing that brings up the whole conversation of, if we're already level 40, then there should be some sort of objective out where every couple thousand SP that we get above level 40, we should just get an extra pack or something to kind of keep the rewards incoming, because of how quickly a lot of us got to level 40 or almost to level 40 with this new paid season pass and the 10 level jump. I think that's something that they need to adjust in the next season pass for sure, whether it's a paid one or whether it's not. Like, we just got through this season super fast, and now it feels like there's no rewards coming our way in that stage of the game, which just feels a little bit off. So if you're behind though, lots of SP dropped yesterday for sure. Now, that was all the content from yesterday, but now we need to talk about something that is probably the biggest piece of news on this game related to evolutions. We had no new Evos yesterday, which isn't a surprise because we had a lot of evolutions during the week this week. And of course, we've talked a lot about how Evos have gotten a lot better, and I hope that continues. But we have, I think, our first evolution glitch of the year. And I think even though this Evo glitch isn't that crazy, it's getting a lot of hype right now because it's allowing people to take cards that EA didn't want us to upgrade any further up another +1 with a couple of workarounds. But again, it's only a +1, so it doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal. But I think it's because it's something that we weren't supposed to be able to do and that EA messed up with and the game is kind of broken with. There's a lot of intrigue with that. Now, it all comes down to the TOTS evolution that you get for playing the cup. I'm going to show you guys a tweet here that kind of lays this out, but I'm going to try to explain it as well the best that I can. Inside of the TOTS Bundesliga League, same thing as that we refer to as the cup, if you won 11 games, you got this Evo consumable, letting you take any team of the season player up +1 overall. But again, this was just for team of the season players, not including evolutions. It says right there, excluding evolutions. What this Evo glitch is it allows you to put a consumable evolution with a different card design type on an evolution card, and then you're able to get that evolution player up to a 94. Now, it's kind of funny because literally in one of these steps to process through this whole thing, you're literally button mashing, as it said here. Keep pressing the X or A buttons repeatedly. You're basically trying to glitch out the game. Here's a good video of how this actually works when you go through this whole process. Now, if you're wanting a step-by-step process, I'm going to link the tweet that we just looked at down below in the description. Once again, it's kind of a funny situation that this is how the game is broken. It shows your card as it's not actually able to be evolved. But, you know, if you keep button mashing, backing in and out, and these are some videos as well that you can reference as you're trying to do it yourself if you choose to do so. You can see here that he's got his Teo Hernandez. He's trying to evolve. Boom. Once you get that undefined card there, it'll end up being a card that shows up in your My Evolutions tab. He backs out. He goes back in. And boom, his Teo is there. He can play a couple of matches, and his Teo will go to a 94 rated card. So it's kind of a crazy scenario that literally you're just going into evolutions, button mashing, and then you can get your card to go up to another level. But just once again, to outline this really easily, you have to have the max 93 rated team of the season Evo, so get 11 wins in the cup. You have to put your TOTS evolution player that you want to put a +1 on into a TOTS Plus or TOTS Plus Recolor evolution cosmetic Evo. You have to put that on the card because it changes their card type. It makes them a team of the season player. Now when you go to put that card into the Bundesliga Cup Evo, it'll show, but again, it'll not let you put it in, just like we saw there with those cards going back and forth. And basically, you're just going to try to mash the X or A button and then back out and come back in until you get that kind of glitched screen, and then it shows you the card. And the most popular player that people are putting into this right now is the 93 rated Teo Evo that just came out, and it makes him a 94, or like the Mbappe 93 player of the month that some people had been putting finesse and tiki-taka and technical playstyles on from the season pass. You're able to get a +1 stat boost on that card. So I'll put all the links to these clips that we just watched and to this example tweet kind of explaining everything down below in the description. I'm kind of working on it at the moment. I don't have 11 wins in the cup. Will EA patch this? They could. I mean, how would they patch it? Well, all they'd have to do would be get rid of the cosmetic team of the season Evos, or they could get rid of the Bundesliga Cup Evo to maybe patch it there. I mean, this doesn't feel like it's that big of a crazy situation, but it is a glitch. And, you know, sometimes with evolutions, they're quick to fix stuff. And then some other times with the evolutions, they are not quick and it could take a while. So that's the whole glitch that is going on right now. Again, check the description if you want to learn a bit more about that. It's just kind of, it doesn't feel like it really impacts much on this game. You just get your card a +1 overall. So hopefully they don't mess with it too much, especially because there's a very small percentage of people in this game really that are doing it, because you have to get 11 wins in the cup, and not even everybody is trying to play the cup for Bundesliga. So that's the whole glitch situation that is going on there. But let's talk about Serie A team of the season, because we know this is probably, unless you're a Serie A fan, and I apologize if you are, not because if you are a Serie A fan, but I apologize because this week is always regarded as the worst week of team of the season, because Serie A is just seeming that way, and maybe it's because the content in past Serie A team of the seasons hasn't been that good. Now, we've got the official cards that are coming into packs today, and there are some bangers. There's some really good looking players with playstyle pluses and stats in this team, but there's also some that are just like, it's okay. I think it comes down to one specific thing today with content, and we'll take a look at that in a second. First of all, this Bastoni might be one of the best center backs in the game. Anticipate, intercept, pinged, and jockey. That's a crazy card with 97 defending, 96 physical. Red Tegui looks really good. This Chawinga card, sister to the Chawinga from D1 Arkema, who we just had a team of the season card for a couple of weeks ago. She looks really insane. Sophia Wilson looks good. McTominay might be one of the coolest cards for me in this team of the season. Long ball, incisive, intercept, low driven with all stats 90 or above with 96 defending and 95 physical. That looks pretty good. Barella is going to be a cheap beast. You always know how good he is in game. Banda, Moise Keane, Orsolini, Marta is getting a card. I think that Orsolini and Keane cards, those both look really interesting to me to try out, but they look like they're going to be pretty cheap. As I look through a lot of these Serie A cards, they look like they're going to be pretty cheap as well. Pulisic, super excited about Captain America. Hope I'm able to pack him during the week this week. This Rodney card, Brazilian right back, that looks like an okay card if he has some other good defensive play styles. I mean, those stats are pretty good, let's be honest. Vanak in there, in a part of the Europe Select. DeMarco for Serie A. He might have some of the highest in-game stat totals of any card in the game. He's got 92 and above in every single stat category. That's a DeMarco card right there that I would be interested in trying. Reinders from AC Milan looks pretty good. Actually pretty comparable to Bruno with all those passing play styles. Maybe a bit more attacking, but very good defense and physical as well. That's a good-looking card. Rodman for NWSL. Bethune as a center attacking mid. Shaqiri. Shaqiri's card looks awesome. I want to try that card out. I hope he's affordable with his unique body type and game. That's an interesting one. Moving on to a few more. There's a good chunk of cards here in like the middle tier of Serie A that look at least decent. Lookman with 99 dribbling. Di Lorenzo stats are crazy. David De Gea. Super interested to have a David De Gea card back in my team. Feels like it's been ages since I've used a good De Gea card. I bet he's going to be OP in game just like he was in previous years. The Turan Bros might be two of the most hyped cards for Serie A TOTS. We've seen those cards. They look good. Lukaku looks interesting. Low driven aerial and press proven. And then we got some other lower tier cards here. Not the greatest of stats and playstyle pluses, but still decent and usable. Maeda, of course, there with the pace. Bajorno, Zakagni's probably going to be decent. And then we get down here into the bottom to the more fodder cards. There's a lot of fodder this week, guys. Nico Paz looks interesting as a highlights card there. Garelli's in there. Labanta, Berg, Ramen, Cherny. There's a lot of fodder, man. There's a lot of fodder. And as I look at this team and look at the players, there's some good players in the middle, like I mentioned. Of course, there's some good elite top tier players too. But the hype of the Serie A team of the season, it doesn't look that crazy. It doesn't look like EA went above and beyond Bundesliga with those cards, which has me kind of interested in some of these Bundesliga TOTS cards. And I've already bought a couple. But man, these cards' prices just do not go up, man. Like, look at Elise. He was over 1 million coins all day yesterday, even rebounded a little bit after content, and is now under 1 million coins. Either of these Bundesliga cards are going to be great investments today, and they're going to rise after content in the Friday night bubble, or they're just going to stay the same price and then get cooked later. Remember how the Premier League cards last week did good into content? Like, remember Isak, we sold them at 1.5 mil. Then over the weekend, they got absolutely fried in price. Maybe that happens with Bundesliga this weekend. I think if you have a Bundesliga card that you wanted to invest in, or if you're doing any quick flip trades tonight, I think the safest way to go about things would be sell the cards that you have after you play your weekend league games on Friday tonight. That's what I would say, to be completely honest. With the Serie A maybe not having as much hype, maybe some people will just take the weekend league off. Some people may see it as a good opportunity to start saving packs for La Liga. in one sense as well. But I think that just doesn't mean great things for the market, although there still will be decent opportunities to trade. So speaking of investments really quickly, I did buy a couple of the most hype cards. I picked up a Jonathan Tah for a 1,465 price, picked up an Osman for 165, and I picked up a Hard Air for 1.5 as well, hoping to sell those cards either today, during the day, or tonight after Weekend League opens in the Friday night bubble. Now, let's talk about Serie A content a bit more, because we've seen the leaked SBCs, and the SBCs this last week for Bundesliga, they were okay. Kim and Jay was good. Frimpong was great. Openda, Stanway, solid SBCs as well. Like, solid, right? And they've been pretty affordable for the most part. They need to be cheap for Serie A team of the season as well, because these cards don't look bad and they are big names. Like, honestly, I'll have some fun this week of Serie A TOTS. I'll do a Dybala SBC like this if he's not that expensive, because that's a good card and you know Dybala is going to be great. Now, this is a card that could be today. We don't exactly know who is going to be released as our Serie A Friday TOTS SBC player, but remember last week we had Frimpong and Stanway on a Friday, so my guess is we either get Dybala today or we get Lautaro Martinez for a Serie A player. This is the official stat card for Lautaro Martinez. That looks like a fun card to try too, to be honest. 95 shooting with low driven, finesse, and quick step. I know Lautaro always feels a little bit off in game, but if that's a cheap card, I could be down for that. That's about as meta as it gets for playstyle pluses. That could be a fun card to try. Now, there's a few more leaks, but I just have to assume it's either going to be a big name like Dybala or Martinez today. Maybe Dumfries. We'll look at his card in just a second. But also, going off of last week's trend and the previous week's trend, we could have an NWSL SBC today as well. And I think the only one leaked right now is Debinha. So watch out for 1 to 2 player SBCs coming out again today. Again, if they're cheap, if they're good value, if they're like, wow, okay, EA, that's a GG SBC because of the price, then I think a lot of us would be interested in doing it. I've got so much fodder from doing all the weekly and daily upgrade packs. I got to put it somewhere, right? I'll not try out a couple of TOTS cards. Here's a couple other SBCs I just want to look through. These are probably going to be released later during the week, but it's just worth mentioning. Dumfries, this is his official card. We looked at that yesterday, but just to mention his card there, he's out there. Zambo Anguissa is a card that we're waiting on as well. He looks decent, great playstyle pluses. Of course, you know he's going to be good in game. That's probably happening sometime during this next week. Charles de Ketelera is getting an SBC as well with finesse, incisive, and technical. And then also we have a Milinkovic-Savic. The OG, Vanya Milinkovic-Savic, is getting a card, man. Not a shapeshifter, but a goalkeeper card. Those are his official stats, and maybe he's going to be cracked in game. Pinged pass, what is that, punch or like cross-claimer is what that one is, and long throw. No footwork plus, which is a little unfortunate, but you know, maybe he'll be overpowered in game and net instead of in the midfield like he was back in that Shapeshifters promo then. So those are kind of most of the SBCs that we have leaked. Now, of course, we're not getting all those today. One last SBC to look at is Colby Mainoo's official card, Anticipate, Intercept, Tiki Taka. This would be for the Europa League final. And yes, he is live. That's the number one question that a lot of people are asking. If they win, if any of the live cards that are still live for Road to the Final win, it's a 96 overall boost to the stats for whoever wins in those final games. Now, that's kind of the SBC player content that we're looking forward to. We got to mention the crafting SBCs and the upgrades. The same upgrade grind that we have had since the beginning of Team of the Season expires today. The TOTS crafting, the TOTS grind, and of course the super daily silver upgrades. That is what we have been doing each and every day, and it's been a good grind. We were talking about this in the stream yesterday. It's also been a tiring grind because you have to do the same upgrade grind and put your cards into one SBC, then open those packs, and then into another one, and then open those packs, and then you get into another one, and then from there you still have other places to go. Is this grind good? Yes. Is this grind also maybe too in-depth and take too much time for how much we feel like is worth to grind right now for packs in this game? Also, yes. I hope that the TOTS crafting upgrade, if I could just request any of these SBCs to come back, it's this one. This has been the best SBC of Team of the Season, hands down, because it's great value. The rares you get back allow you to go into premiums if you want to. You even pack TOTS cards from this. You pack high-rated fodder every few packs. I just hope that the TOTS crafting upgrade comes back, but we will see. Maybe there's another crafting upgrade that will come out. Maybe EA will leave us just hanging with no upgrade packs. Who knows? But hopefully they bring those back, because if they don't, man, that's going to really make the menus feel a lot worse. Imagine trying to do 83 times 10s or 84 times 7s every single day without having the ability to grind a crafting upgrade to get fodder that you need to do those upgrade packs. That would be really, really unfortunate. So that's one thing we're really watching out for today, to hopefully see refreshed in some way, shape, or form. And we got to talk about evolutions, the last big part of content today, which in yesterday's video, of course, we talked about, oh, maybe it's time for EA to add 4 playstyle pluses to cards and evolutions. Well, it doesn't look like we're getting 4 playstyle pluses yet, according to the leaks, but we are getting 92 rated evolution requirements, which is kind of crazy because it doesn't feel like we've had 91 rated requirements for that long, at least since the start of Team of the Season. And now we're already knocking on the door of 92s, allegedly. ASY Foot Trader and a couple of others were mentioning this yesterday. The best advice I can give you right now is watch out for the leaks and make sure you check your club and maybe start investing in some of the very many. There's a lot, like 91 rated cards. Sure, there was a good number of them, but 92 rated cards, it feels like there's so many more 92 rateds that you could potentially invest in, stock 1 or 2 in the club for a future evolution investment, like this Lionel Messi Ultimate Suck version. From 185,000 coins, he's up at 300,000 coins purely because of this leak and this news. Now, as of right now, there's no evolution actually leaked that tells us a 92 rated Evo is going to be coming, but I mean, he must know something, and maybe that's coming during this weekend. Imagine it's 92 and 4 playstyle plus. Oh, come on, EA. Drop, a Strike Force-esque 500,000 coin absolute banger of an Evo with 4 playstyle pluses. Like, we know that's what it's going to take. Those Evos are never free. They're never even 100,000 coins. It's like 500K. Like, one of those monumental evolutions. It's time for another one of those again. Maybe the first 92 rated Evo is going to bring that, but watch out for those leaks and watch out for maybe some club stocks and some investments you could do on 92 rated cards. Now, the Evo leak that we do have at the moment is, speaking of shapeshifters, we kind of looked at that Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. It's just like shapeshifters. A new center back, Max 91 Evo, has been leaked to be coming, but the theme of the evolution is you take a center back to a striker. It gives quick step, aerial, low driven, weak foot skills stats, and an advanced forward plus upgrade to the card. And as you look down here in the comments, it looks like there is a defensive limit here. 92 defense on this Vincent Kompany fits, but down here there was a card with 93 defending and he does not fit. And I don't think it's maybe the physical cap at 91. I don't think it's any of those other caps that would disqualify that card. Actually, Kompany has 91 physical and he fits. So there must be a defensive cap on this. But honestly, this might not just be a great evolution to make a center back into a striker. It might be a great evolution to give a center back a really good pace boost and keep them as a center back if they've already got good stats. Maybe some of our center back evolutions that we've done recently could be perfect for this. Now, a lot of center back prices that would fit in this evolution, crazily enough, are already so expensive on the market. This VVD has gone up crazy amounts in value because he fits the other center back Evos. Same thing with other players like Jap Stam and stuff like that. So is it really worth going and investing in center backs for this? I don't think so, because most of the time with these shapeshifter position change Evos, not everybody is on board with those. Some people don't like that, as it's not as an authentic way for football. Like, when do you see a center back going to play striker? Harry Maguire, maybe, some other end of game opportunities for crosses and headers and stuff like that. So it does have its own interest and fun to it, but a lot of people do not like those, which means usually they don't do well for the market. Just kind of wanted to mention that. That's the only Evo that we have leaked. Maybe there's another one coming today. We'll be keeping on top of all the leaks, of course, as we head into content. We'll be streaming around the content drop today to look into all that. Now, last thing to mention is evolutions that are expiring today. There's a lot. The left foot forward Evo, which is 125,000 coins, which I think I'm going to put this Kulishevsky in myself right here. I think I'm going to put him into this evolution. That's a great looking card. This one expires today. It's not the only one though. Bend It Like Deck is also expiring today. So if you want to get dead ball plus and a big boost to curve and free kick accuracy, that one's expiring, as well as a couple here in cosmetics. The TOTS 18, 19, and 20 designs are expiring for 50,000 coins per, and I think there's a couple other ones as well, but it's for some reason not loading evolutions for me right now, which maybe I'm just having server connections, or maybe EA is trying to like hot patch that glitch or something. I don't know. Hopefully it's not that, because I was still kind of interested in getting into that glitch thing and seeing if we could make something work. But Can I scroll down through here and see any more? Okay, there we go. I think there's 1 or 2 more of these evolutions that are expiring today, just going off of the timer. Just want to kind of point those out for you guys and myself, because that's a big thing. 1 day left. Okay, 1 day left on the TOTS Premier League Rush evolution, but all the other ones still have more time than that. Last thing to mention, we've already kind of touched on it too, but the cup expires today. So if you're looking to try to get some wins and get towards Javi Simons, I need to play some of those games today myself. I'm currently 9-4. I'm 9-4, which is good, but we gotta keep cooking. We gotta keep cooking if we're gonna get to Javi Simons. Technically, we're halfway there, so we just gotta. We're not quite halfway there. We gotta keep cooking. We're close. We're close. We gotta win a couple more games in the second half. I played 13. I got 12 left, and I gotta win 9. So 9 for 12. We're going to have to, that's going to be a tough one. So, yeah, that's going to be the video for me today, guys. Hopefully, it's a good day of Serie A Team of the Season. Hopefully, EA do something to kind of surprise us. If not, it might be a slow week of Team of the Season for Serie A and another week of us just waiting for La Liga. La Liga is going to have the hype, no doubt. But hopefully, there's a little bit of hype between now and then with next Friday on this game. We're going to be watching the market today too. We'll trade with some of the Serie A cards, and there will be some good W movements and price fluctuations that we can trade through with that today, so I'm not worried about that at all. But hopefully we see some good market movements too for a Friday night bubble, because, man, it's not looking that great as of right now. But we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys in the stream today here on YouTube and on Twitch. Links are down below in the description as well. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace.